Hey guys, Thomas Davis here. This is the weight loss coaching trainer. And this time last year, I was 385 pounds, closing in on 400 pounds overweight, and I lost over 110 pounds in 9 months. So I'm going to give you guys the tools and resources needed to do the same thing, even better than I have when I implemented my own weight loss journey. All right, so now we're in week 2. So now we've explored our why. We came to our decision, our realization of where we are right now. Only we can have the ability to change that, and we decided to make our decision to move forward with the weight loss journey. And in week 1, we decided to gather up our goals and our resources and our sources of inspiration that we would use to basically power us through the first month of this weight loss trainer. And like I said before, the only hardest thing about this journey will be only the first month, only because that requires you to get grounded in making your decision. And you're in making your decision that you are the only person who can change your situation, that you're not backing out this time, and you're going to see this through until you accomplish your goal of getting down to your goal weight and taking back the power of your mind mentally and becoming the person that you ultimately want to become. So what are the resources that we need for week 2? Well, first, I want you guys to go to the description box as always, download the form that will come with it. It'll just be a check-off form this time and a few questions and statements. There'll be just reasserting certain things that we're going through in our form this week, and that mostly be the scale. The scale is the most important thing this week for us. We want to make sure we have a scale, have access to a scale, and make sure you have a notebook, if not a notebook, to track your weight. We'll be doing so on these forms weekly, tracking our weight, but also you can track it digitally on your phone or write it down if you have like a notepad or a journal as well. So we want to have a scale this week, and the ultimate importance of a scale is mostly for us to do the next thing that's highly important on our weight loss journey, and that is to get our total daily energy expenditure numbers, or our TDEE numbers, which will give us mostly a category of 3 things. We want to go through when we go to the website. It's free. So basically the total daily energy expenditure numbers. I know I keep getting tongue-tied each time I say it. But your total daily energy expenditure numbers, you can Google that. And there's basically 2 sites that do it. The first 2 sites, either one will be okay. And you want to be completely honest about how you fill this form out. Are you an active person? Are you a person who works at an office job or whatever it may be? Answer everything honestly. It's basically going to ask you your gender and your age and basically how active you are. And also your height. And basically, it will give you 3 categories of things. It will give you the amount of calories that you need to just maintain where you are currently. It will give you your basal metabolic rate, the lowest amount that you can possibly consume. It'll also give you the number of calories that you can consume to gain weight, and also it'll give you the number of calories that you need to lose weight. And mostly, we'll be just looking at 2 numbers, and they'll be the maintenance, and they'll be the losing weight numbers, the numbers that you will need to cut weight. So those will be the 2 numbers that we'll be utilizing. And we want to go through and we want to fill that out, and we want to write down those numbers and document those numbers, and we want to keep those numbers updated each time we weigh ourselves. So the 2 main objectives this week is just to get the scale, find out your total daily energy expenditure numbers. And apart from that, we want to start tracking our foods this week. We want to actively start tracking our food this week. I know that last week it was our objective to basically just look at the foods we eat, look at the quality of the foods that we eat, and kind of guess how many calories are in it. Well, this week we want to get more active. We want to find out exactly how many calories we're consuming. And we're not going to go by our total daily energy expenditure numbers just now. What we want to do is go by the general guidelines of 2,000 calories per day, which is the general amount of calories that they say that everybody should be consuming, male or female. So we want to go by those numbers and see if we're overeating, over-consuming, or overeating with those numbers. So those will be the guidelines that we'll be guided by this week. And if you want to be more advanced, you can get into the process of basically portioning out your foods, or trying to match 2,000 calories a day, or match your total daily energy expenditure numbers for maintaining your goal weight, or maybe your weight of where you are right now. So you want to try and play around with those, but I only say get that active towards the end of the week. Right now, we want to basically get into the process of tracking our calories, knowing where we are with the foods we eat, the foods and the liquids that we drink. And we also want to know where we are with our total daily energy expenditure. That will give us more control over our bodies, how much energy we have, and our output of energy. So make sure we get into the process of of knowing these numbers and getting comfortable with knowing where we are on these numbers to know where we are when we're consuming calories and maintaining our body. The next objective I want to get into is increasing your water intake. I know that we wanted to bump this up last week, but mostly last week is mostly just us becoming alert about it and knowing that this is something that's going to help us. This week we want to start actively drinking more water, consuming more water. We want to at least, if you're not consuming that much, at least get to 6 cups. But we want to get to 64 ounces once we get the ball rolling. And that doesn't have to be all in month 1. This could be in month 2 and 3 or 4 to have the water intake up higher. But now we just want to at least get to 6 cups of water a day. We want to increase this intake of water because we know that water will keep us satiated. It's also great for our skin. It also cleans out our body. If you're a person who's partaking in a higher sodium diet, this will help cleanse out that sodium. Like I said before, there's nothing wrong with having a high sodium diet as long as you're consuming enough water to flush it out of your body. And that way it won't have so much water retention, in your body going on when you're trying to achieve what you're trying to achieve on a weight loss journey. So we want to up our water intake. So we have on the form how much water are you consuming, and basically our goal is to at least get to 6 to 7 cups a week during this week 2, and basically just try to put ourselves in a good position going forward in this first month on our weight loss journey. And we want to come more clear about our people that we're referring to. Last week I told you guys to find sources of inspiration and motivation, and mostly those are people who've done the weight loss journey, who were successful, who made videos, who documented their transformation, who basically documented the tough parts of their journey. That's what we want. We want the key things that we want is the tough parts of the journey. When the scale stagnated, the diet that they used to kick off their weight loss journey, if they spoke about it, and make sure that these will be things that you're open to implementing on your own diet. And mostly when they ran into the roadblocks of the scale not moving and when things became tough, you want to document those aspects of their diet as well, because when that comes up in your journey, you'll know what to do to solve it and keep it moving on your own weight loss journey. And it won't become something that's so terrifying or something that will hold so much doubt in your mind when you are on your weight loss journey. A lot of people have quit on the weight loss journey or threw up their hands when the scale stopped moving and they figured that, this is the max amount of weight that I can lose. That's not the case. It could be a variety of a lot of things. When we first kick off our weight loss journey, we use a lot of different things when it comes to our calories. We're mostly eyeballing, we're doing proportion sizes. And as we get further and further along in our weight loss journey, this is long after you succeeded or hit your goal. Very, very soon you will have to implement the food scale. The food scale will help you get extremely accurate when it comes to the amount of grams and milliliters that you're consuming in your diet. And you will get past any plateau that you may have. But that's extremely well beyond the beginning portion of a weight loss journey. Those are very advanced down the line topics. Right now, we just want to get into the process of tracking our calories and beginning our initial phases of portioning out our foods or limiting our food intake, and make sure we're matching the usual calorie amount of 2,000, or like I said before, your total daily energy expenditure numbers, which will be a little bit higher than that if you're pursuing a weight loss journey. So you want to make sure you try to match those numbers, and you can start seeing some results immediately. And another thing that ties in when it comes to the food aspect of things and also the liquids you consume is the healthier alternatives that you can consume. Always keep an eye out on healthier foods options, healthier alternatives which can help you consume more food, but there's a lot less calories in them. So there could be any greens or any proteins, things such as that. Make sure that we keep our eyes open on those aspects as well. Just healthy alternatives for anything. It could be for exercise, it could be for foods, it could be for liquids that you consume, it could be for how you recover, and just basically the mental work that you may do as well. You want to make sure you're always on the outlook for healthy alternatives that will help you reach your goal in this weight loss journey, both mentally and physically. And another thing I wanted you guys to do for this week is to basically do research on the exercise that you're looking to get into. I don't know if you guys have a gym membership. If you don't have a gym membership, that's completely fine as well. But basically looking to kicking off your weight loss cardio sessions this week, later in this week. You want to get into the habit of walking, and this could be for 10 to 15 minutes. This could be out from where you live if you have a walking area, or in your house. You want to make sure that you have something that will allow you to just get up and walk around. You don't have to get into anything extreme. It doesn't have to be any jump training or plyometrics or weight training right now initially. If you're a person who feels that you want to join a gym and kick off doing things, doing that level of activity right now, then by all means, please do so. But also go at your own pace, and also don't go more than 15 to 30 minutes. I want you guys to go very slow with your cardio. Your cardio should be one of the last things that you up on your weight loss journey, because your body adapts very fast. If you kick off low, if you start off with doing low cardio, and basically just get things going from there, you'll surprise yourself with how much weight that you will lose, and how much you will just incrementing up just like an extra minute will impact your weight loss and make you lose even more weight. So keep your weight loss up. So keep your cardio amount of time kind of low. Just keep it as low as you can until you have to change it up and boost it up. Doing that walk for 10 to 15 minutes will bring incredible dividends to your weight loss journey, to your activity rate, to your heart rate, to your ability to rest and get the full rest and recover, and brain activity to keep you more productive and processing thoughts more clearly. So let cardio be one of the last things that you boost up. A lot of people want to go for an hour or 2 hours or just do the extreme thing first. Don't. Go for the easiest amount of activity that you can go for when kicking off a weight loss journey, so you don't have to hike it up in these first at least 8 to 10 months of your weight loss journey. And the last two things I want to stress is basically all part of this form. We're going to have a photo of where we are right now. So we're going to have a spot where you can place your photo of where you are right now, your starting point. This is week 2 of the weight loss coaching journey. And basically what we want to do is take a photo of where we are right now, our body weight, and also we just want to list out our goals as well. Again, I know that we did our goals last week, but we want to keep re-emphasizing that goal. So we take a photo of where we are right now. We're also going to state our goals of what we want to see, our goal weight of what we want to see. We also want to state our mental goals as well. What type of person are we working towards becoming? Who are we becoming? And are we taking those actions? And those actions will be the actions that I'm telling you guys to take this week. Make sure we take those actions. We be patient with ourselves. We accept it in week 0 that we're where we are, the realization of where we are. Also, we stated that we are going to give ourselves every opportunity to succeed on this journey. We're going to be realistic about it. We know we're going to make mistakes in these upcoming weeks. But the main thing is that we're not going to tap out. We're not going to give up. We're going to keep going. We're going to pick ourselves up, and we're going to keep going. And it's my job as the coach to coach you guys through it. And I want you guys to fill out this form. Just some of the little choice on this form. Supply your photo there, state your goals there, and also your amount of water intake for this week that you want to aim at hitting. And just be patient with yourself on this journey. You don't have to rush through any of this. You don't have to start proportioning food right away. Like I said before, let this be something that you do towards the end of the week. Right now, you just want to get into the groove of doing things, and then you want to start nudging yourself to take action. Then you start taking action. But the main thing is you get that scale. If you don't have one, get a scale. Make sure you track your body weight. Get your total daily energy expenditure numbers. Get all 3 of those numbers. You want to get the number where you will gain weight. You want to get the number where's your maintenance weight. Then you want to get the weight where you're going to be cutting weight, which is the numbers that we're going to be following. But those 3 numbers are going to be 3 numbers that you wrote out. When I was doing my journey, when I lost 110 pounds, this is what I did. The amount of weight that it took to gain weight, the maintenance weight, and also the cutting weight. And the 2 numbers that I wanted to fall between was always the maintenance weight and the weight that it took to lose weight. So those were the 2 numbers that I went off of. But personally for me, on my first 2 weeks of my weight loss journey, it was always, I was going by the 2,000 calories diet. I wasn't hitting 2,000 calories, but I was making sure that I didn't go into 3,000 calories, because I knew that, but like you're a bigger person, I was closing in on 400 pounds, so I knew that 2,000 calories wouldn't be enough for me. I knew that I was at least consuming at least 6,000 or 7,000 calories daily. So I tracked the foods that I ate. I didn't have a scale at the time, but I decided to cut back, and I basically cut my calorie intakes down to 2,700 calories during those first 2 weeks, and that was before I got a scale. And once I got a scale, I then tracked my total daily energy expenditure numbers, and from there I adjusted. And from there, that's when I started saying that I will land in those calorie ranges. I still went over those numbers many times. Like I said before, you have to be realistic. You know that you got to be realistic with yourself. You know that you're going to have certain foods that you want to consume, certain foods that you're not going to cut out right away, because they're some of your guilty pleasures. And I would say don't cut those foods out. Include them. Include those foods. And in this week here would be the week where you consume them as normal. But then as you get closer to the end of this week, you want to start tapering that intake down. You basically want to give yourself the foods that you eat, but you also want to curtail those the amount that you eat and proportion it out. So get a scale, know your total daily energy expenditure numbers, have your sources of inspiration, people who done the journey, people who recorded the tough parts of the journey where they got stuck and how they overcame it, because you're going to be using that once you get to those points in your diet, and it's going to be down the road when it happens, but you will have a solution when it does occur. You also want to upload your photo. You also want to know your goals. You want to up the intake of your water, because that's vital. And basically those are the major cues that I wanted to cover for week 2 of the Weight Loss Coaching Trainer. I wish you guys the best, and peace.